All right, welcome back to the show. Now joining us on the program, we have a neurophysiologist, Dr. Scott Fraser. He is an expert on eyewitness testimony, human night vision, and stress, and he testifies around the world and also teaches at UCLA and USC. Thank you for being here.
We are so happy to have you.
Happy to be here.
If I haven't said that enough already.
So Sunda is having some stress reactions since the incident. She cried on the way here today. I was driving and a cop car came by. And that just triggered an emotional reaction. And
why don't you explain to him how the cop car came? It just wasn't driving nicely. I mean,
I'm just
let's
wondering,
not blow
how
this out of
long is
proportion.
this going to go on? Like, how long do I have to deal with this? Because I drive her a lot.
No, it wasn't you or you're driving. It was she saw the police come at it and the sirens and all the things that are associated with law enforcement just after having a weekend, as you described earlier in the show, of this traumatic experience, being arrested for apparently nothing that was unusual, certainly nothing that was that criminal per se, and being manhandled and in front of her own children and her husband in a context, and that would trigger off the human alarm reaction pattern in any of us. And you're going to remember that for a long time, the affect of it. You're going to remember the emotion. You're going to remember the feelings involved. That's all part of the body's normal physiological preparedness for danger and threat. And then you go, after being booked, you're taken down to one of the worst city prisons in the nation, if not the world, the Tombs, right? Which having one of the oldest prisons in the United States, hasn't been renovated, hasn't been improved in any way, probably not brought into the 20th century, forget about the 21st century. And I bet you had a cast of characters right out of a Pirandello play, right?
I don't know about Pirandello, but I'll tell you something. I am so happy to be here and to be out, and I have to say it took a lot. I mean, our executive producer, Sue Katz, had a lot to do with it, to be encouraging, to be like, oh, come on, you can do this, you can do this. It doesn't matter that you just met a woman that, stabbed somebody.
No,
she had to stab.
She had to stab, right?
I had to stab.
There's times when there are necessary things to be done, right?
You
have to tell them. You have to tell them
what it's like to have to
because this is all part of the trauma. It wasn't just the arrest, bad enough. It wasn't just happening in front of your family, worse. It wasn't being manhandled and treated without respect and dignity as a citizen, even worse, right? But you went down and you had to spend a whole night there, right? Whole night in a place that makes you creepy crawly if you were just watching it from afar. Tell them about the kind of people that are down there, all right?
They're just people who I don't need to be with. I can look at them on television. It's not like a Law and Order episode, I can tell you that. It's definitely the most disgusting place I've ever been to.
So you didn't hear cha-chung at all while you were there?
Well, when the gates close, it's a very bad feeling. It's a feeling of it's scary.
Right. No escape.
There's no escape. There's no way out. There's no windows. Somehow or
fight
another.
or flight now. You only got one option left.
I have one option left. That's to
and
survive.
You turn around from the bars, and like I said, you had a cast of characters. You must have in front of you.
I started out with two that were for allegedly murder, but they got me out of there. I couldn't find. There was no phone there, and the guard said to me, "Well, listen, that's because you people call home, don't like what you hear, so then you hang up the phones and tear them up, and now you don't have a phone." And I'm thinking,
because you're a regular.
Yeah, I'm a regular.
Like
I come here all the time on a Saturday. I mean, like, this isn't for me. This is, and all jokes aside, when they put me in that cell block with all those women, I'm thinking, which one's going to be my girlfriend? I mean, like, really, it's not even a joke. I don't want any problems. I don't want people upset. I want everybody happy. And so what I did was I found my little corner, and I sat there, and then I noticed that the bathroom had no door, which means you can see, like you could see from here up. So I was wondering what people were doing, but you could see them, and you don't want to look. You're like turning away.
Did you look?
Yeah, I was like, she's going to the bathroom. And then I was really freaked out by the one woman I told you who actually sat down on the toilet seat, because there was no way I would be sitting up. I wouldn't even drink the water because I was afraid I would have to use the bathroom.
Talk about how you, in fact, escaped potential addition danger in that jail cell. I said you no longer have escape as an option, so now what are you going to do? And you actually engaged in a series of actions that made you an ally to all those. You were kind of the unexpected Mother Teresa that came in.
Let me tell
and
you.
helped all of these women who had problems that they themselves couldn't solve. Tell them what you did.
I was telling Dr. Fraser that I met a 20-year-old woman whose mother didn't know that she was locked up. She has a 6-month-old son. And what happened was you can't call collect. You're supposed to make a collect call, but you can't make a collect call because you call collect, you are charged. When I called James Collect, it was 30.
The many times that she called me collect, it was $30 for the first 3 minutes, and then it was like $12 for each additional minute.
Right.
All right?
So
Thank God she only called like 6 or 7 times.
Right. I was scared. But that's not the point. The point is that I had my husband call the mom, okay? I had my husband call the mom of the girl that was incarcerated. And he said that when he got that phone call from me, that he knew I would be okay.
Yep.
He said he felt relieved. He said he knew I would be fine. He said I won the crowd over. I don't know about winning the crowd over,
Win
but
the crowd.
You certainly became a resource for them that they didn't have.
right.
Right? And so the danger now is dissipated.
Well, it's right. It's but not completely
No.
ameliorated. So that's when I got James involved, and I called him collect.
That's when I came in.
Right.
Because there was someone that wanted to reach out to her boyfriend on Facebook.
And if you're in prison and you need to contact your boyfriend, just call me.
Call
collect.
James.
I'm the guy. So I Facebooked him. I did. I didn't friend him, but when I got to his Facebook site, a couple of things were interesting. Number one, he said he was a panhandler. He enjoys hopping on freight trains and going from town to town and meeting interesting people. And he had more friends than I did, which I thought was really interesting. He had more Facebook friends than me. And I then had to compose a message, but I was terrified because I didn't want him to
You
think
don't want him to
that
know.
I knew his girlfriend, right? So it took me like an hour to put together a message that I felt was innocuous and that I was comfortable with. So I was like, first I was like, hope all is well.
How's the travels going?
Right. My name is James, and my friend is in jail. And she said your girlfriend was in jail, and then your girlfriend asked my friend to tell me to email you. And so I'm emailing you to tell you that my friend told me your girlfriend said that she wasn't going to get out until Monday. Because I didn't want any connection with the girlfriend because he could be crazy. He comes find me. I didn't know what was going to happen.
Exactly.
So I did that. I Facebooked him. Sunda kept like guilting me. She was like, it's a good thing to do. It's a nice thing to do.
I want to live.
And then the shoplifter in the background, after I agreed to do it, said, I'm going to pick something up for him.
Literally. She's going to literally pick something up for you.
All right, well, we got to take a break. Dr. Fraser, thank you so much for joining us.
My
really
pleasure.
appreciate it. You okay?
I don't know yet.
No, but one thing before you leave, it's really important. We talked about this before, right? You really need to work through with some kind of desensitization. You have a huge emotional reaction now to law enforcement, to police. And that's not adaptive in any way, because they can be a source of comfort and security to you, and your children for sure.
Okay.
Right? And that you can't just let lie and say, well, they'll grow out of it. They're not going to grow out of it. Right? And they require some kind of professional care so that they don't have these emotional responses in light of seeing some person in positions of authority. You can't just let that slide because your body will naturally keep it in there, right? We remember things from fear, right, for the rest of our lives because it's adaptive. Things that are dangerous and that are threatening, you remember them first and foremost. So needs to be worked through. So before anybody here thinks we're going to laugh this off and go away, there's a serious side to this.
Thank you.
All right?
It is.
And it's really important that it be taken care of.
Thank you. And be
All right.
taken seriously.
Thank you very much. All right, we will be right back.